Welcome to the Tuesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Tuesday morning. Hey, Madame Defarge. Hey, Bread Crochet. How's it going? Howdy. We've got quite a bit to cover. I appreciate you guys hanging out today. Ooh. Let me get myself settled here. Okay. Hey, Thindaro. How's it going? Morning. Hey, Heat. How's it going? Good morning. Yeah, indeed. It is Tuesday. Sad to say it is not Friday, but you know, we're here. Sage indeed. I got some weird like offline follows that are no longer showing up. So I'm gonna assume that those were bots. So much news to go over. I'm loving the articles you post on Discord. I appreciate that. Thank you, Heat. We're trying to do our best here, right? So I had yesterday off and it was glorious. I should have taken the day off too. True. You know, the best feeling in the world is, and we're, wait, did I bring that up? Hold on. I don't think I have that queued up here. Hold on. The best thing in the world is to have a short week. It just feels so refreshing having a 4-day work week, right? I agree. You deserve a break. I found out that both Sam and DYT covered that video I shared yesterday. It's going viral. Nice. That was a pretty good video. Alright. That was a pretty good video. I saw some other folks covering it too. Hey, KTS. He's done other work as well, and I think that he is incredibly talented. I think they should consider trying to maybe get into the video game industry or the film industry. I mean, it was pretty good. It was very well done. Oh, the weird creepypasta Crowder Cedar animation. Oh, he's gonna be on MR. Nice. Well, I mean, I'm always there for reasons. So yeah, I'll be there. Alright folks, we do have quite the... I played the voices in reverse. It said, taste your heart die. What? Oh my god. It's so weird. It's so creepy. I love it. It reminded me... It reminded me of... what is that video game called? I know I've played it before. Trying to recall... Amnesia. The Dark Dissension or Descent into Darkness. Amnesia. That's what that reminded me of. The type of animation and like weird flow of the video reminded me of Amnesia. I mean, unironically, if this guy made like a horror genre video game, I would be down to play it. I think it said change your heart. I'm so shocked that he was a character on Arthur and turned out to be what he is. Right. It turns out like the best actors are those who are just themselves, right? I mean, he was literally that guy. Wasn't he the bully though? It's the equivalent of Captain Planet hating the Earth in real life. I thought he was a bully. Wasn't he the school bully? Ah. He was the bully that occasionally learned the lesson. Well, I mean... maybe he just hasn't reached that occasion. Maybe he will learn his lesson one day. I don't know. Yes, bread crochet. That's right. I have it saved? Oh, okay. That makes, that makes exactly what he is, isn't it? Like, that's literally him. I had to look it up where he played in Arthur and found out he was born in my state and he was Canadian. Wait, wasn't he Canadian? I'm confused. I thought he was Canadian. I don't know anymore. Alright folks, we've got to, Dude is probably reading the lines like, let's all work together and shoot each other. With dignity, rolls eyes. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Born in Michigan, but grew up in Canada. Okay. Okay. That makes sense. Alright folks, we've got quite the ground to cover, so I guess we should start with, since we're all talking about short work weeks. A 4-day work week seems like a dream for some Americans. Yeah, imagine. Imagine. But a new proposal in Congress may make that a reality. Again, if you know your congressperson, please contact them and advocate for the support of this bill. The possibility is there and the mindset is changing fast. Even without legislation, a 4-day week is already normal for a lot of American workers, and many employers are touting the results with no drop and even improvements in productivity. True. True. A 4-day workweek push has been gaining steam since the pandemic upended how, where, and where. Wait. How, hold on. Bad writing is bad. How, when, and where many Americans do their job. The proposed legislation introduced this week by California Congressman Mark Takano seeks to reduce the national standard workweek from 40 to 32. He cites known benefits from both employees and employers. True. Nice. Hey, Chai Bureaucrat, how's it going? Glad my congressman is one of those sponsors. Nice. Excellent. Alex Pang, a consultant who helps employers make this to make the transition, says changes to improve efficiency can greatly boost productivity with more downtime, employees are much healthier and happier. Wow, really? No, no shit. I mean, like, if you treat people like, I don't know, people, it turns out that they'll, like, reciprocate, right? A healthy, not just physically, but a mentally healthy and happy workforce. And I know this is like a wild concept, but a mentally and physically healthy workforce actually produces more. I know it's a wild concept, but yeah, it's true. He also says it leads to less turnover. Wow. So like, it turns out that if you're treated like a human being and not like a machine, you would actually like to stay there, even if you don't really necessarily like the job necessarily, but you're treated like a human being, and your mental and physical health is prioritized. So there's like less turn. Wow, amazing! Breaking news, folks! Wow. It makes the whole enterprise and people's careers and lives just more sustainable, so success ceases to be a kind of arms race against burnout and becomes something you can think about and enjoy for long periods of time. Wow, yeah, no kidding. True. I could see people be more willing to go back to work if terms are different. I agree. Healthcare is non-negotiable. Healthcare shouldn't be a stipulation. Healthcare should just be, right? Healthcare should just be, regardless of employment. So yeah, I agree. It's like a non-issue because like it shouldn't be based on your employment. It should just be. So that shouldn't even be like a stipulation. Last year, while we were working 60 hours a week, mandatory at unemployment site, no remote, they gave us pamphlets about self-care. Like, really? Oh yeah, hey, yeah, like this is like the equivalent of like, yeah, I know we've been like asking you to work like massive overtime. Sometimes it's not voluntary. But like here's like yoga classes or something. Like, wait, what? No, that's not. No. Like, we don't need like pamphlets or like yoga lessons. I mean, Jesus Christ. Right, cogs in a machine. But if you treat people like people, turns out you have less turnover. Employees that are healthier and happier tend to produce more. Coggers, true. Yeah, burnout is less likely, which in the long run ends up benefiting the business regardless. I mean, this is just like common sense. Eat healthy so you don't die on the job. We need your body. True. I watched a psych video about burnout and said 70% of American adults are physically and mentally burned out, and 40% of them are severe. I wouldn't be surprised. The reality is a lot of folks, for a lot of folks, the burnout is real. Even I experience it, and it's mainly due to the fact that like they're just treated like cogs in a machine without even having like the decency of getting like paid a living wage. Often they are working 2 jobs just to stay afloat, which could explain that 40% of severe burnout, because like we have a lot of tens of millions of folks who are working 2 jobs, working 60, 70 hours a week just to stay afloat. I mean, yeah. I would tend to believe that, Thundera. The burnout is real. Yeah, that's true. Sometimes even I experience it. It happens. There's a video showing the difference between laziness and burnout. Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm sure that I'm sure that sometimes it can get crossed. But the reality is there is like there's a difference between like you just not having it anymore and you just not wanting, right? He started to get more efficient and very laser focused on what we were working on, meaning that they knew we didn't have a lot of extra time for any kind of fluff. We did the same amount of work but in 4 days. Yeah. True. The 4-day week is actually a global phenomenon. Positive results are reported in companies in Japan and New Zealand. Meanwhile, trials are planned in Spain and Scotland. Iceland reduced hours are now permanent for about 15% of the workforce there. Nice. The trial results show that employees used fewer sick days. Well, yeah, because they have more time to take care of themselves. And also, if you have like less stress, less physical and mental like health issues because you have more time for downtime, family time, leisure time, then yeah, you're less likely to get sick. Period. There's a lot of like I want to say correlation, but yeah, your mental health does impact you. Sometimes it's okay to be lazy. True. It showed lazy is a personality trait versus burnout is mental and physical and gradual. Yeah, that's that's exactly it right there. So the difference between not wanting to and not having it anymore, right? Which is a slow and gradual process that happens over time. Yeah, that makes sense. Everyone be super polite to workers at restaurants and retail stores. True. And customer service folks in the call center industry, because it turns out we have the ability to serve you, the customer. It's in our title. If you do not wish to be served, don't call us. How about that? When I worked at Denny's, I did more than I was supposed to. I usually didn't mind, but then I started to get burned out. Yeah. You're not at Denny's anymore? But who will give me pancakes? Pancakes are good. Alright, hot take. Hold on. Nuclear take. Incoming. I think that French toast is better than pancakes. I think French toast is better than pancakes. Agreed. True. Alright. Well, I guess it's not such a... Dang it. I'm trying to stir controversy over here. Dang it. Man, I couldn't be controversial even though I tried. Sounds good, Justin. Cinnamon with the side of pancakes. Ooh. Sorry. Pancakes with the side of cinnamon. Saying that publicly, turn in your American passport, firearm, and American flag silk boxers. Wait, are you spying on me, KTS Shine? Are you spying on me, KTS Shine? I had to quit my tractor supply job because they promised me a raise that they would stop putting me in front of the store. I wanted to work my ass off in the back end, but they kept putting me on the woman on the floor no matter what. Jeez. I wonder why that is. Both are inferior to waffles. Alright, that's it. That's a ban. Nah, I'm kidding. Goodwill this week, so a better door opens and way less stress and no drama. That's good. Less stress and no drama sounds good to me. A poll? Alright, we shall do it. The freedom toast and freedom fries now? Oh no. French toast seasoned French? Listen, alright? It's French in my heart, okay? Why doesn't it let me do it? Okay. Okay. It's freedom toast. Texas toast, freedom toast. Actually, Texas toast is pretty good. I don't know. Not sold on crepe. Is it crepes? Freedom toast sounds like a dry crust of bread and half burned. True. Let's go Rassless French words. We knew most people on French fries. French toast and French cuisine. They failed. What? In Texas, we use Texas toast for everything. Got some spaghetti, grab 2 pieces of Texas toast to make a sandwich. Got some chicken tenders, throw in some between Texas toast. I like Texas toast, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't had Texas toast in quite some time. Why is French toast? I don't know. Why is it there? Where there's 3, I think. Or 2. Wait, did I put 2? Listen, the only acceptable outcome is French toast in this poll. What is Texas toast? It's kind of like it's really kind of like garlic Texas garlic toast with butter. Yep, there you go. Thick toast with garlic and butter. Basically. It's not bad. I actually really like it. Everything's bigger in Texas. So it's like garlic bread, basically. Blue Lemon Panther. It's basically like really thick garlic bread. Tastes really good. Why is it like auto-modding that? Okay. Yeah, everything is bigger in Texas, including egos, the bugs, and the distance between towns, and incompetence too. Politician incompetence is also bigger in Texas. I'm like Ricky Bobby Crafts, just really thin pancakes. This is like an election when somebody it's paid to run because they have the same name as top candidates. True. Look, this is the only to dilute the ballot. This is the only acceptable outcome to this poll. Okay. This is this is the only acceptable outcome to this poll. Okay. I will get the results that I want. God dang it. Alright, folks, focus. Yeah, the trial results also show that employees use fewer sick days. Companies say that because employees are getting that extra day, they could do things like, wow, amazing, like attending doctor's appointments, and they use fewer sick days because they don't need to. Also, I would argue that there is a, something to say about having better mental and physical health because, well, you spend more time, you know, with family, taking care of yourself, so on and so forth. Interesting. Let me put this here. The poll was rigged against the French toast, and I'm okay with that, Drew. Why is Jill Stein trending on Twitter? It won't load. I have no idea. I didn't even... I try to stay away, like, except for, like, doing, like, based takes on Twitter. I tend to stay away from it. With the exception of tweeting out excellent, impeccable tweets. Dark Souls is trending. Oh no, topics to follow. Where is trending? How do... And why am I being suggested Matt Walsh? Trending. Okay. Oh, I think there's something wrong with Twitter. Oh no, never mind. I just refreshed it. Oh my goodness. Doc Binwin with rating with a party of 15. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Howdy howdy everybody. Oof, did the Green Party finally win an election? Welcome everybody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Morning, morning. Ooh, so many friendly folks. Everybody go to twitch.tv/Dr. Binwin. Oops. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Oh. We've just got a plethora of awesome folks hanging out today. You think you're a savage? Not really. I guess it just depends on the mood. Let's see here. Who else am I missing? Yeah, see? It's not work- Oh, I'm sorry, folks. Hold on. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, figure out what's up. I think it's not just you, Zendara. Hello from Tokyo. Howdy howdy. Came in with Minwin. First time here. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you think you're a savage, I have a better suggestion for you. Name suggestion. A difficult savage. Alright. Name change, folks. Hashtag a difficult savage. You just got blocked, kid. This is what Mega Media will do to stop getting info out. No, dude. That's not what this is. My daughter's father's taking her to Florida Friday. I'm freaking out. She's not vaxxed. No. Hey, 16 tones. Savages on 0 out of 10. Oof. True is, I suppose, depending on how, that is because they would want you to know about this mega corruption that is going on. No. All it is Twitter experiencing some problems. That's literally what it is. I wonder if she said something about Nina's campaign, maybe. Alright, the gamers, listen bro, like, and let's try to come back down to earth and be rational human beings, yeah? Can we do that? I wonder if she said something about Nina's campaign. I have no idea, but I did see that, I did see trending with Nina Turner, so it's just being, Twitter is just being Twitter. I would not be going to Florida right now. True. Florida man over here. No. No. Definitely not. Not a good idea. And try to stay safe. Alright, Alex Jones's alt account, how about you take a second? Maybe you'll come back, like, to reality. I don't know. Maybe. Can you see that ukulele after you're done with this character? True. Alright. Cool. That was quick. Yeah, I mean, like, we're entering Alex Jones territory. So, I don't know. I feel like that warrants less entertainment, right? I mean, if we were to let this go forward further, he'd probably start talking about Clockwork Elves or something. MDHJ, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I haven't left my county more than like 3 times in 2020. Yeah, I don't think I left anywhere, to be quite honest, except for once to Georgia, and not by plane. I think it's called cable news. True. I mean, like, I would love to see what this is all about, but Twitter is, like, crapping out, so maybe we'll go back to it. Have you seen the other animation video that the guy made? Well, yes, I have seen some of them. I have seen them before. I'm finally getting the vaccine on Thursday, so happy. Nice. Very good. Twitter is the angry machine of the internet. True. Alright, folks, we got one redeem, and give me 1 second before we start talking about Florida man. Florida men? Florida? Florida. I think it was this, yeah? I was in Florida last week visiting my family. It was a rural area though. I didn't have much interaction with humans outside my fam. Yeah, that's fair. Ukulele. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I think we got 3 dabs, right? Thank you so much. Of course. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I see 3 dabs, right? Okay. So we've got 1 ukulele made up stuff, which I have no idea. But we're gonna figure it out, okay? Okay. Cool. I think we might have something. Nah. Make music with your ukulele? True. I never got my mandolin riff. Yes, wait, that's not true. That's not true. I absolutely did. But you know what? We'll do another one, okay? I don't know if you were here for it because I kept asking if you were here. But don't worry. Don't worry. We'll do a redo, all right? We'll do a redo, Golem. I'd be so scared if my government wasn't reckless. True. I immediately think about my grandma who survived cancer twice. Yikes. Yeah, no, it's, yeah, Tendera. Alright, so we got a couple of dabs, and then, mandolin rift, alright? But yes, I figured it out, folks. Right? That's it. No, wait, I think I did it backwards. Hold on. Cool. We did it, folks, alright? We tried. We tried. We tried.
Please clap.
You probably had to leave for work. Alright, so then we'll do a redo just for you, friend. Just for you. Alright, this is not in tune because I forgot. So, I think I remember what I did last time, so we're gonna do a repeat. I think I remember what I did. Ah. Shoot. Okay. Just in time for music. Drew. Nope. Sorry, I'm trying to play the ukulele. It's not the same notes. Almost there. Okay, we got it. Add a 12 string and everything. Yeah, this is a mandolin. Okay, we did it. So it's like this. Sweet. It took us a second to get there, okay? But we did it.
Please clap.
Just in time for music, true. Ooh. Yes, please clap.
Please clap.
Yeah, it usually takes me a second because I don't normally play these instruments. I haven't really played them at all for any length of time. But I put those channel reward points so that I could be forced to figure out stuff and be forced to get creative. Very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's so scary the more dangerous and reckless Republican government is with COVID. Yep, true. True. I like that sound effect. I bring the Jeb Bush sound effect. True. I like it. That was a suggestion by someone in the community. A few folks actually. Alright, we got 3 dabs, I think. 1, 2, 3. 3 dabs. Alright, triple dab time, alright? That's 1. That's 2. That one was just extra long, alright? Can everybody go to twitch.tv/Grillem and check them out, you know? Give them a follow, hang out. Loving your work, Fleetwood Mac Guy would be proud of your mandolin playing. Thank you, I appreciate that, Zeoduke. I really do. Getting into that 1-year OG territory. That's right. You're almost there, sourcing, I just noticed. Yeah, you got the black and white badge. Twitter and Jill Stein is working now. Okay. Let's refresh. What about a Kamal do not come soundbite? Maybe. That sounds good. Hmm. All right. No. Oh, is it because like people are mad? Wait, is it because people are mad that someone voted for somebody? I don't know. Like, this seems like a this seems like a non-issue. Like, Nina Turner gave us Trump. Jill Stein gave us Trump. Never forget. Don't blame me, I voted for Kodos. I would have voted for Jill or Bernie. Yeah, like, I think that just strategically speaking, given the choices that we had, I don't think that, like, I don't think that allowing somebody like Trump any credence, and you know, obviously every vote, realistically, every vote is a vote for the lesser of two evils, and realistically, unfortunately, there are two viable parties, and that's just the way our broken system is set up. So we got to do our best to use that to continue to change it and make it better each time, and that involves participating, right? That involves participating, and I think that given that given those options, you choose the best one. That's it. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and yell at people for who they voted for. That's a completely other story. I'm not gonna sit here and yell at people because they voted for X, Y, or Z. However, I will continue to push what I think is or does the most amount of good for the most amount of people, given the choices that we have, right? I mean, like, that's, in my opinion, generally speaking, is how we should conduct ourselves. Right, sourcing. And given that, in my opinion, I think that you should always try to do, you should try to pick which one would do, quote, less harm or do more good for the most amount of people until we can get that changed. That is what we're dealing with, right? So, I mean, yeah. So what you're describing is basically a broken electoral college. Yeah, it's broken for that reason. Hey, Color Marks, how's it going? Howdy, howdy. I wasn't 18 yet, so it's not my problem. Yeah, I mean, like, still, I'm never going to, you know, impugn anybody for how they voted. I'm more interested in seeing why and how we got there, and seeing if we can kind of improve that. Yeah. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's It's just one tool, right? At the end of the day, participating, which is important, it is just but one tool that we can use, yeah? And we shouldn't cede that. Last couple of days shown that they care more about LGBT than... I don't even know where this comes from. What? Can you imagine if your bath would only be stone cold or boiling hot because it was set up to favor binary outcomes? True! It is indicative of a problem. I agree, Zeoduke. I agree. It's indicative of a problem, and we should probably work to alleviate that situation, right? One of the steps that we can take, possibly, is, for example, doing like something like ranked choice voting would be a step in the right direction. I like it medium rare, so why won't you accommodate me? I mean, yeah, I would love to live in a system where people actually have a home politically and can express that in multiple different political parties. Yeah, like a like a democracy or something, something like that. Are you okay? Hey, did I mention anything about like rap or any type of music? I'm sorry, like this is just weird. I'm fine with lowering the age to 14. The lines are arbitrary anyways. If someone can work and pay taxes, they should be able to vote. Yeah, yeah, if you can work and pay taxes, then yeah, you should be able to vote. So, yeah. In the UK, there's a joke party called the Monster Raving Loony Party, and I get closer to giving them my vote every year. True. That's amazing. You see? There's a political home for everybody. What's the whole thing with Jill Stein going on? I have no idea. It sounds like people are mad. I don't know. I think people are mad that that Nina Turner voted for Jill Stein. I don't know. Like, I feel like, yeah, in 2016, I feel like people that are super mad about this, like, okay, and just because I don't agree, or just because I voted differently, does not mean I get to, like, impugn people, like, from my high horse or something. Nah, I disagree, Zeoduke. I think that it's basically, arbitrary. Hey, Danarchist, arbitrary. I think that it should be basically if you pay taxes and you work and you're a citizen, that's it. That's pretty much it. People are still looking for people to blame instead for 2016, except for besides Hillary. Yeah, true. True. I feel like this is all a nothing burger, and I feel like people are just mad because they want to be mad. I don't know. What is shaming people for their vote do? Probably discourage them the next time. True. I'd say we could be upset if she didn't vote at all, i.e. there's an argument that it would be a contradiction to abstain from voting at all and then run for elected office. Yeah, like, even that might have more credence. But, like, the reality is, like, dude, first of all, it already happened, okay? It already happened. Yes, I saw that. Costumes. Was that creepy voicemail that was played on CNN? Pro tip, if you don't want people to judge you for who you vote for, you can just not tell people who you voted for. True. Hey, listen, do you have, like, any input to this conversation, the gamers? Because you're making a lot of assumptions. Yeah, bro. Here, don't worry. This guy said stay strong. I agree, but that doesn't make it right for people to shame others based on their political beliefs. True. I agree. First of all, it was 2016. Second of all, like, okay, and I get it. Just because I didn't agree with said decision doesn't mean I'm gonna sit here and, like, blast someone on Twitter, of all places. Hey, thank you for the follow, Anarchist. And blast someone on Twitter, of all places, because they voted for somebody in 2016. Storebrand Keith, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. I strongly disagree. Trump traders should be ashamed. Yeah, or figure out why the situation is and try to change that so that it doesn't happen. I mean, like, I have, like, I guess a different perspective in terms of, like, how I would go about it. But some people you will never reach. But I don't know. No, boot them out of this country. Yeah, but the problem is, once you do that, think about it this way. Let's say, let's say you do that, right? And you know the Democratic Party is pretty incompetent, right? We can all agree. I think we can all agree that the Democratic Party is incompetent. Lamau, this clown thinks I'm gonna allow all of that. Why do you want to bring service friends? Don't try to spine kick them to the other side. Both parties are useless, but one tried to take... Yeah, I agree. So what I'm saying is, Memo, let's say we know that the Democratic Party is pretty incompetent, right? What exactly happens when, because I truly believe that this is probably the most likely outcome, is that they lose the majority in the House and Senate. It is quite possible that that happens. And if so, then the trajectory would say that they most likely will lose the presidency in 2024, especially if their brilliant strategy is to rerun Biden and Harris. If you open the door for that, Memo, what do you think they're going to do? What do you think they're going to do? If you open that door, what do you think they're going to do? I don't find it valuable to attack people for their opinions. True, but one cannot speak publicly about their opinions and expect that they will not be judged. Also true. We have a secret ballot for a reason. No one's forcing us to disclose our votes. We put these things out in the public to express our virtues. People need to be prepared to take the good with the bad. Wow. Amazing nuanced take, sourcing. Thank you. Be kind with people, resist the systems. True. That's a Pandora's box I don't want opened. Yeah, the anarchist. That's exactly my point. That's exactly my point. The R's will take the House and then take the President, but not Senate in 2024. But that won't mean anything because the purge will start. I don't know. But it's possibly going to get really bad. Should we open that door? How do we feel about our representatives once in office taking secret votes? That's different. That's not like us voting in an election. That is a already representative supposed to be representing the people. We absolutely deserve to have all of that out in the open. It will get bad when you don't punish attempted coups. Well, like, the thing is, they are. There's like 550 something folks. 550 folks who are going to see consequences, federal felonies. No, he's not. But I think there needs to be forums for private discussion about hiding who voted for something, perhaps in spite of their electors' wishes, can only be public work. True. That just sets a precedent? I don't know. Listen, bro, I've let you go on long enough, but you're contributing 0 to the conversation, my friend. Like, I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so, like, I mean, there was attempted, consequences to be doled out. The problem is, the Republican Party refused to, follow through, right? So much for the tolerant left. Yeah. Yeah, the tolerant left. I am very tolerant up to a point. Isn't everyone here denouncing? Yeah, like, didn't we just spend like a few minutes like being like, wow, why this is a problem? Yeah, didn't we just spend like 5 minutes explaining to folks why the incompetence of the Democratic Party is going to lead to some really serious crap going down? Yeah, this is the adults table, okay? Yeah, fuck bidet. Well, I'm sorry to say, folks, but I guess this is the perfect opportunity for me to start shilling the Hello Tushy 3.0. Defeat Swamp Ass with Hello Tushy 3.0. No more difficult toots, true. Listen. Just because he didn't, like, gift code bottoms up 420. Listen, just because he didn't outright say do X, Y, or Z doesn't mean the stuff that he said and did, and even weeks before, didn't contribute to that, stored brand keys. Like, what did you think was going to happen with his rhetoric? Till this day, they still say, Trump sent us. I mean, we saw the hearings, we saw the evidence, of these folks. Like, they believed it, right? Just because he didn't flat out say, like, oh yeah, hey guys, you're supposed to do an insurrection here. They understood that, right? They got the message. An easy breezy truth. True. Both parties are fucked. More people need to vote for libertarianism. No, Storebrand Keith. More Republicans need to vote libertarian. Yeah, that's it. That's what needs to happen. More Republicans need to vote. Yes, it's stochastic. That's right. More principled Republicans need to vote libertarian. Yeah. More principled Republicans need to vote libertarian. I agree. What are they gonna do now? That another Capitol cop committed suicide. I think the committee will find out that they already knew, but still be shocking. Yeah, I have no idea. This is the fourth a fourth cop who committed suicide after the January 6th incident, and it really goes to show, like, Jesus, how traumatizing that must have been. I mean, now, I think they should listen to me and vote for the Libertarian Party, the anarchist. Yeah, that's what they should do. Real libertarian isn't voted for. The libertarian isn't right wing. Yeah, I know is. I know. I'm trying to, like, so just as we just discussed, third parties don't really have political viability. So that's my point. That's my point. Yes, right, Wiz. Right. We need a Q party, the right needs more options. True. True. I mean, like, what did you want him to say? Like storm, like, did you want him to say literally the words, storm the Capitol? Like, that's not how this works. No. Even though the Libertarian Party is the biggest third party, no. They're not. They're nowhere. They're never gonna win an election. I think people can attack, like, opinions, and I think people can attack thoughts, just not people, right? Like, understand that, like, your reasoning is, well, in our view, your reasoning is flawed because of X, Y, and Z, and that was an incorrect statement saying, well, he didn't start it. I don't know if you were there before he was, like, advertising this, all the chatter on, like, these far right, like, sites and Facebook groups, but yeah, they definitely got the message, whether or not he told them to. Right, spread it forward. Then who did? The Easter Bunny? True. Alright, we're getting off to a tangent here. Florida man. COVID is surging in Florida and doctors and nurses are back in crisis mode. Yeah. Jacksonville, Florida, Debbie De La Paz, a nurse in UF Health Jacksonville, worked in an intensive care unit in the darkest days of COVID last summer. It was bad, but now it seems to be even worse. UF Health Jacksonville is once again filling up with patients battling COVID-19, and they are younger. Many are in their 20s and 30s, and some even in their teens, and they appear to be much sicker than those who flooded hospitals in the early months of the pandemic. Sabrina Oatir, a nurse who started working at UF Health in March, had said the change has been insane these days. It seems as though virtually every new patient coming into the hospital has COVID. Florida, the third most populous state, has become a new national center for the virus, accounting for about a fifth of new cases in the country. Hospitals across the state, doctors, nurses, and staff members are confronting a fast-moving and escalating crisis with no end in sight. Florida shattered COVID records over the weekend. On Saturday, the state recorded 21,683 cases, most since the start of the pandemic. Alright, chat, hold on. That's enough, chat. Alright? Jesus Christ. Florida shattered records on Saturday, 21,683, the most since the start of the pandemic. On Sunday, the state broke records with current hospitalizations with 10,207. The previous record, 10,179, was set July 23rd of 2020, just about a year ago, actually. Just over a year. More than a half a year before the vaccination started becoming widespread. Dr. Dean Watson, a vice president of Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare, said his hospital has seen a significant increase in confirmed cases and hospitalizations over the last 3 weeks, putting pressure on caregivers and straining resources. Yeah, but please keep talking about, like, the death rate, right? Please keep talking about the death rate and how this is just the flu or whatever BS nonsense that is still circulating social media. Jesus Christ, like, people are honestly, like, need to get over themselves. This is not just about you. This is about others too, right? Your actions, or rather inactions, do affect others, and it's not funny. It's not cool to just be this contrarian, okay? To be this contrarian. Alright? So, in case it hasn't struck people, especially those folks who keep harping about, oh, it's just a low death rate, why should I care? Hospitals that are strained of resources means they can't take care of you if you should need an emergency that doesn't even have to do with COVID. You're putting a strain on the resources that these hospitals have, okay? So people who don't have COVID-related injuries or emergencies, yeah, what happens to them? I just zoned out. No worries. Trust me, you didn't miss much. Except for, we just started talking about the Florida doing excellent job, #1 in the state and the country. Let's not forget the drug-resistant deadly fungus spreading around hospitals, and the more full they are, the quicker it spreads. True! There have been a handful of cases of that, and that could become problematic, and among other things, right? We have been living for COVID for over a year and a half, and the stress and strain for all the providers and nursing staff is really getting to everybody. In the last week, Florida averaged 1,525 new adult hospitalizations a day, 35 new daily pediatric hospitalizations. Yeah, but, you know, it doesn't affect kids or whatever, both of which are the highest per capita in the US. Very good. Very nice. Well done, Florida, said Jason Salemi, an associate professor of epidemiology at the University of South Florida. The weekly trend paints a especially bleak picture. Salemi points out that in the most recent weekly report of the state health department, for example, the state logged more cases in children younger than 12 than it had in its entire population just 6 weeks ago. Cool. Right? So this will carry over into the next article that we need to go over. The alarming spike has come as a new and more transmissible Delta variant spreads across Florida, while many residents and tourists have effectively returned to pre-pandemic social rituals. Why? Because you have incompetent leadership in the Republican Party here that is just saying everything is fine. No masks, no nothing. It's all good. You know. What percentage of adults in Florida still think COVID is a hoax? Too many, probably. We haven't had a good fungus for a while, though. Make sure it's a change from the influenza. Jesus. Influx of patients in their 20s and 30s have been particularly unsettling for caregivers. Dr. Samir Fahmy, the chief medical officer at Boca Raton Regional Hospital, said we had patients in their 20s gasping for air and getting intubated. We've had, unfortunately, young mothers who get very sick and lose their babies in the midst of a pregnancy. We need to stand. The best way to know that is through vaccination and mitigation measures. Watson is deeply distressed by the new surge, but he was not entirely shocked because half of the state's population has not been fully vaccinated. He believes the new round of suffering most definitely could have been prevented if more people have gotten their shots. Yep, there you go. That's it. That's it right there. We're taking care of patients who, if they had to make the right choice and gotten the vaccine, wouldn't be in the hospital. You're battling through sadness, but you're also battling through a little anger, too. Yeah, and I bet this is, like, incredibly demoralizing. Completely preventable. In fact, I'll even use this example. Lindsey Graham just recently came out and advised that he was COVID positive, and he acknowledges that because he's fully vaccinated, that all he is experiencing is effectively a bad cold. And he admits that, right? Because of the vaccine, he is effectively fighting what would be equivalent to like a bad cold, right? Instead of, can you imagine if he didn't have the vaccine, he would probably be in the hospital or worse. Well, Tara, one of the nurses in Jacksonville, said nearly all the patients she had seen in recent days were not vaccinated. Every day I come into work and I'm tired and I'm ready for people to be vaccinated. I'm ready to go back to caring of 1 or 2 people who are sick and not everybody and anybody. Yeah, you're putting strains on the healthcare system by making these decisions, or rather, not making these decisions. No, KTS, I mean like came out saying with the statement. Sorry if I didn't clarify. Lindsay's going to use that as a way to uplift conspiracies about the vaccine. I doubt it, but if he does, we'll call him out on that. Alex Zakharowski, a nurse manager for the intensive care unit, recalled how painful it was to lose a 55-year-old patient who expressed regret over not having gotten vaccinated. She said, I shouldn't have waited longer. I thought I could wait longer. Zakharowski said it's especially heartbreaking to see his patient's husband and children say goodbye. I mean, yeah, and like this story, there's so many, alright? There's so many. I was cooking breakfast, nice. Next serve was a 27-year-old who also died, 27-year-old, who also died after 4 weeks of hospitalization. The same day, Zakharowski expanded one of Jackson Hospital's COVID-19 intensive units, ICU units, from 8 beds to 24. When people express regret over not having vaccinated, Zakharowski tells them, let's concentrate on breathing better to focus their energy on something else. Unfortunately, like these folks, it's too late, and it's really sad. It really is, because this is 100% preventable. Well, you get what I mean, right? Like, it's overwhelmingly preventable. 2, these folks are victims of misinformation, disinformation that's being spread. The overwhelming majority of that is coming from the right, and the overwhelming majority of that is based on like folks like even Tim Pool, who's massive, certain Fox News hosts, right? I think even like people like Jimmy Dore has made some incredibly cringy pseudo anti-vax comments. Like, oh yeah, I'm vaccinated, I'm fully vaccinated, my wife is fully vaccinated, but, Florida hospitals are also dealing with ripple effects of the new surge. Watson said Tallahassee Memorial's pulling back on some elective operations and certain procedures that require overnight stay, so it can devote more time to treating people with COVID. Yeah, so good luck. I hope that, You don't need the hospital because it's full. Florida Governor DeSantis, a Republican who said he's considering presidential run in 2024, resisted mask mandates and vaccine requirements. Yes, so this is incompetent leadership, basically, and for that reason, he should be voted out. He should be voted out from the beginning. I think he went on a show, and he tried to make the argument, or he made some type of comment to the effect of like, oh yeah, no, like I'm 100% like with vaccines, you know, I'm vaccinated. I never said I was against anti-vax or anything like that, but right, and then he like made that but statement. I remember this being a thing, unless my photographic memory is failing me, but usually I remember like the gist of it, and I think that's, I'm trying to go through the Twitters, but hey Doc, how's it going? I'm so ashamed. It's all good. Among other things, working with Project Veritas despite... Oh, yeah. Are we still on that? Is he still salty about that? We have 924,000 hospital beds and 2 million prison beds. So, I mean, yeah, well... priorities and all. I'm doing alright. True. Yeah, that's true, Memo. No way. No way, Memo. No way. He has a bot that constantly sits in Turing's channel? Why? What? And it auto joins when he starts? Do you know the name of the bot? Or is it just his name? And furthermore, I think he said, because like somebody mentioned a comment in the MR chat room, and I think he said that he has like a program that allows him to be in multiple chats at once, and he kind of just shifts through them. So I don't know if it's like an app or if it's a bot. Thank you, sourcing. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Interesting. It's kind of weird. Listen, I love Tor News, but I don't sit and automatically join like every single, like, I don't know, that seems weird. It's like, is he like spying on him or something? It sounds weird. And don't get me wrong, I love me some Tor News. I always watch his stream when I can. But it's just weird. I'm a bot. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. What did Mike from PA say about Lance and Surfs? No idea. Uses to monitor channels. If you know your regular expressions, you can monitor a lot. It's pretty powerful. I had one for a monitor for all the communications related patents, so I could go in and rant. Ah, interesting. And waiting for him to someone mentions him. Yeah. Alright, you can miss me with that BS. You can miss me with that BS. There's no such thing as drama in this channel. Okay? Magoki! How do you spy on a stream? Isn't that just watching the stream? Yeah, but like, for the purposes of like, you know, seeing if they're like talking about you, maybe that's not the right word, but like, you know, tuning in just for the sake of like seeing if somebody's talking about you, or like see if you can farm up some drama or something like that. Maybe spying isn't the right word. I don't know, it just seems weird. It just seems weird to me, like... No such thing as dramas in town, someone clips it. Listen, they can clip it. Alright, cool. You know, that's like, what the, folks... from Infrared does. Cool. They will randomly appear, it's not by magic. Yeah, monitoring. That's the right word I'm looking for. Monitoring a channel, right? They're monitoring it. That's so weird. Sometimes I hate Twitch. True. Clip it and ship it, fam. Clip it and ship it, fam. Listen, I'm not here to stir up drama, so... Cool. DeSantis, along with the state legislature, curb local officials' authority to impose restrictions designed to stop the spread of the virus. The state's medical providers recognize that persuading unvaccinated residents to set up appointments for doses of Pfizer and Moderna is an immense challenge. Paul Carl Velez, a president and chief executive of Borinquen Medical Centers, who runs community health centers in Miami-Dade County, said staff members at Borinquen centers have encountered people across age groups and income levels who do not want to get vaccinated. It's people from all walks of life. They don't say they're anti-vaccine, but they just don't want... Yeah, like, I don't get it. This is still having, like... This is like, exactly what I was saying earlier. You know, I'm not anti-vax. I mean, I'm not anti-vax, and I trust science, but... Like, okay, well, I mean... Sure. So what do we do? Lawrence Johnson, one of the more 220 COVID patients at UF Health, Jacksonville on Monday, said he does not drink or smoke, and that he tries to keep up healthy. But Johnson, 67, who has been hospitalized for 22 days, conceded he did not get vaccinated because he listened to foolishness. I mean, yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Every day I get on the phone, please do not play it. I get the vaccination. If I wasn't stupid, I wouldn't be in this predicament. Don't listen to foolishness. Go get vaccinated. Go get vaccinated. This is a guy who was hospitalized for 22 days. We're all trying to find out the guy who did this, yeah. Especially when 20 million people are about to go homeless. It's about to get real bad. Danarchist. Want to know about the hefty divorce settlement of Dr. Phil? What? This is no drama TMZ channel. That being said, Broward Schools backpedals on mask mandates after DeSantis says he'll cut funds. So here we have a authoritarian. Oh, it was an ad. I didn't even realize it. Listen, I never pay attention to that. I've already accepted that like weird later nerds. I've already accepted that like weird ads are always going to be a part of this channel, so I kind of like tuned them out. Broward County Public Schools backtracked its mask mandate on Monday, saying the district would comply with the governor's executive order that prevents schools from requiring face masks or face coverings. Alright, so yeah, I mean, the authoritarian Republican Party has unilaterally decided that they will throw out public health to own the libs, whatever it takes. This is not just here in Florida, but also in Texas, right? I decree that me, the governor, decree that there shall be no public health mandates whatsoever. Cool. Me, the unilateral central authority, has decreed that you will not do X, Y, or Z, and if you do, then I will cut your funding. Oh no, and now I'm getting ads everywhere. Oh no. Everything happens in Broward. Everything happens in Miami-Dade, alright? I haven't seen a Manscaped ad in 2 weeks. Maybe there's just no scaping to be done at this time. Lamau. It's only a matter of time. We'll go back to those ads. Last week, 9 members of the Broward School Board unanimously voted to require masks for all students, teachers, and staffs and visitors at its school after the U.S. Center for Disease Control said on the same day all students, teachers, staff, and visitors should wear masks inside the K-12 schools, regardless of whether they're vaccinated. The first day of school for Broward is August 18th. In other words, because these K-12 folks aren't eligible for vaccines yet, it would stand to reason that then the proper CDC guidance states that you should wear masks, and especially if you're in a high, COVID infection rate area, then you should be, you should be wearing masks, right? The school board and CDC decision came as a highly infectious Delta variant continues to spread rapidly throughout the country, with Florida accounting for more than 1 in 5 new cases. On Saturday, Florida reported 21,683. Yes, we did just go over this. So yeah, the authoritarian nature of Ron DeSantis, among others, and mind you, this is the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this guy has a chance. This guy has a chance to potentially win the nomination in 2024, and I think for that reason, he's dangerous, right? I mean, like, he's literally saying, I will make you do what I want, or I'll just cut your funding. Oh, you're trying to impose a mask mandate or whatever on your business? You will be fined. There will be no public health measures in this state because I said so. Me. Unilaterally. That seems kind of authoritarian to me. I mean, it just seems like it's authoritarian to unilaterally make decisions about people's health and lives and businesses and all this other stuff as a one person. Benjamin Dixon rating with a party of 55. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Hey. Good morning from Like It or Not. I appreciate that. Sun Jockey, thank you for the follow. Mr. Slapchop, where's he gone? When you need an ad rotation, true. we do need to talk about Ron DeSantis. That's why we're doing it, because I feel like this guy has a real chance of winning the nomination, and given the fact that the Democratic Party has been Benjamin B. Dixon, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate that. And given the fact that he's in the running, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, Zivis. Morning, folks. If you guys don't know who we are A Difficult Truth. We do news and politics, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Thursday. I appreciate that, Benjamin Dixon. Monday through Thursday, and we do Saturday Saturdays around noon just to play video games and chill on Saturdays. Right now, we are currently going over Ron DeSantis's authoritarian tendencies to kind of put that into perspective, because he is in the running to be one of the top contenders for the election. Showing love. Have a great day. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. If you guys don't already, you have a great day. If you guys don't already follow, please check out the Benjamin P. Dixon Show. They do fantastic work. They're often guests at the Majority Report. They also have the Benjamin P. Dixon Show, and they also stream on Twitch in the mornings. So please check them out and hit that follow button. I'm saying imagine Trump but coherent. Yes, this is why we talk about this. He actually, the difference between him and Trump is he actually is more adept at navigating the system, versus Trump just wanted to, the show is called Like It or Not. Thank you, Jam Tom. So the show is in the morning called Like It or Not. Check it out in the AMs. And follow the Benjamin P. Dixon Show. Yes, so the difference between Trump and DeSantis is, well, DeSantis knows how to navigate the legal system. I mean, how many times does it happen where DeSantis's like rules get like struck down? Not often, right? He's very effective at navigating the systems and levers of government. Do we need to refresh for your numbers? I think so. Progressive Anima. Ben and David are awesome. They let me choose raid targets as my mod payments. Well, I appreciate that, Jammer Tomb. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's why he's, yes, exactly. So just a just competent enough Trump to understand how to navigate that and be more effective, which is more than enough to ring alarm bells and more than enough to warrant coverage. So yeah, here he is unilaterally saying that you will not do mask mandates, or we'll cut funding. I mean, like, what kind of like person does this? Like, I will do anything to own the libs, and that means up to and including throwing public health out the window. And we just went over a article saying that these hospitalizations, it's not just the elderly, okay? These hospitalizations, especially with what's happening now, are getting younger and younger. 20s, 30s. I mean... Right, progressive, Emma. That's right. Yes, Jamtoon. So, yeah, I mean, what is this if not authoritarian? All of one side wants to insist on masks and the other wants to insist on no masks. Perhaps the adult can enter the room and sort it out. Well, like, the reality is, this is my position. If you're gonna act like a petulant child, then expect to be dealt with in that manner. And I'm sorry, but like, if you don't want to take the vaccine, you don't want to wear face masks, I mean, stay home. You should be barred from going to school, taking trips on cruise lines, banned from air travel. Make it a public health issue when it comes to going back to work. I mean, like, if you don't want to do this, stay home, and that's it. Society, we live in a society, and if you want to participate in society, that requires us to come together. Sir Yogi with 100 biddies, thank you so much, I appreciate that. And I'm wearing a mask when I have to go somewhere, and sometimes I have to stay my butt at home. I mean, like, that's all we can do. Like, I mean, as individuals, that's what we can do, right? And I'm thankful that, a lot of you folks have done your part, but it's really frustrating at this point. Lasso, how's it going? Some of the kids, they have to research some sometimes their little bodies can't handle the immune response. 20-something are being intubated for COVID. Yes, the average of folks who are getting serious infections because they're not vaccinated is getting lower. Anarchists, we literally just went over that article to set the field, to set the stage for this one, where we have a Republican governor literally unilaterally throwing out public health out the window for the sake of what? Holding the libs? I don't know. This isn't like logical. It's authoritarian, and I think that people should remember that as we get closer and closer. We have done everything we've asked, and now we're looking at the same conditions as last March. That's right. That's a very good question, Danarchist. We still yet to know the answer as to why, even though there is no goodwill, yet the Democratic Party continues to make this mistake. Because the reality is, if the majority party is elected into office, it's for a reason. It's for a reason, right? There was a monumental effort to get those seats in Georgia. There was an unprecedented ground game to get those 2 seats in Georgia, which was very, very, very against the odds, and still they managed to do that, right? But it was because of the policies put forth that people decided to get out there and be energized to vote. And now we are not really getting some of the big ticket items. So where do you think that energy is going to be when you need it in 2022? It's just not going to be there. You're not going to have the same energy. People are going to look at it and be like, well, I mean, what was all that energy for? What was all that effort for? It was for naught. And yeah. What's going to happen? What's going to happen is, because they didn't deliver, should they choose to continue down this path, they're going to get swept in 2022. And if that happens, if it's a clean sweep, then in 2024, it's done. It's done. Let's see if we have time for this one.
Asking, is COVID going to become a Republican virus? Is this going to become a Republican pandemic in the United States? Because when you look at the numbers, if Democrats are getting vaccinated at way higher rates than Republicans, and if blue states have much more cautious rules about large indoor gatherings, etc., than red states, won't it eventually become a Republican pandemic? And the answer is that it overwhelmingly already is. We have new numbers that Philip Bump wrote about in the Washington Post, which show that the new infection rate in the last couple of weeks is twice as high per capita in red counties than it is in blue counties in the United States. So important. This is at the county level, way more precise than the state level. You know, the thing about looking at the state level is you can have a blue state that's 53 to 46, a state that Joe Biden won, but you might really have a much more...
I didn't even think about that. I'm so used to listening at double speed. Have you all discussed about networking and the benefits of general strikes? I believe in community organizing, on the ground organizing, and getting people together. And I do think that this country needs more unionization, and I should and I believe that more unionization equals better outcomes. They're pushing us in Georgia for making it temporarily blue in the Senate. It's like FBI asking, and then yeah, exactly. Like, but like that's so frustrating, KTS, because like from what I understand, there was really a serious on the ground game that took an enormous amount of effort to do, and now you're gonna spit in those people's like face. I mean, like, effectively.
Or precise division if you look at red and blue counties within that state. Now, some of the counties might only be slightly blue or slightly red, but it's a much more accurate and precise way of slicing and dicing this. And the numbers are shocking. In the last 2 weeks, on average, blue counties are seeing 10 new cases per 100,000 residents, whereas red counties are seeing 20 new cases per 100,000 residents. The new case rate in red counties, counties that voted Trump rather than Biden, is twice that of the new case rate in Biden counties. That is a stunning gap. And it's actually, you can make the case that the numbers don't even tell you how bad it is. Because when you consider that blue counties tend to be more densely populated than red counties, this reflects very poorly on red counties. Like, the default position for positivity rates is that red counties should be doing better than blue counties, all else being equal, because you have a lower population density. It should be a little more difficult for it to spread when the population density is lower.
Correct.
The fact that the new case rate is twice as high in red counties, even despite having lower population density, is incredible. Now, the other important thing is the Delta variant, which is significantly more contagious. The Delta variant is affecting the whole country. Red and blue states, red and blue counties, everybody's affected by the...
Yeah, it turns out COVID doesn't really care about your political affiliation. You know, you can't go up to COVID and be like, but it doesn't work that way, okay? If you don't want to accept science and you want to be a petulant child, these are the consequences. And unfortunately, said consequences affect everybody.
The Delta variant. But if you consider and compare counties today versus where they were a year ago, meaning not only pre-Delta but pre-vaccine, we are basically seeing the same partisan split. On average, you see, even comparing to a year ago, you are seeing dramatically worse numbers in the red counties than in the blue counties. Now, the immediate question is, well, how is the Trump electorate going to react? How are the Trump people going to react? Well, they're already doing it. They are saying the statistics are fake to make them look bad. Now, that, of course, would require all sorts of conspiracy
it's affecting everybody. That's the problem. A
whole bunch of different agencies in multiple states, red and blue states. The simpler explanation, a sort of casual Occam's razor, is the data might just be real and it reflects what's happening within these different places. That's the most intuitive. It requires the fewest assumptions, and it's the simplest explanation. So some people...
and like obviously, the most overwhelming amount of anti-vax rhetoric, the overwhelming amount of like pandemic misinformation and disinformation is coming from right-wing sources. The overwhelming majority of it, like, no doubt about it.
Will claim the numbers are just fake and they're made up. Others will just ignore the statistics. You know, and it could shift over time. It might begin with denial, then it will go to anger about the people making up numbers to make red states look bad, and then who knows? Or they might even invent something whole cloth. You know, Biden is bringing infected immigrants from other countries and releasing them into red states to drive up the numbers, something like that.
Yeah.
But the truth is, this is exactly what you would...
I forget who posted a picture. Was it Oh, good lord. Please, bootleg photographic memory, help me. Let me see if I can remember. Oh, yeah. He literally just said that. Nice meme.
Would expect based on the different behavior, the different attitudes, and the different vaccination rates. The other thing you might see, by the way, the other thing you might see as a result of this is some of the red states just clamping down on reporting this stuff. We're going to look at COVID hell Florida later. We still don't even know if we're getting accurate numbers from Florida. The numbers we're getting are the worst in the country and the worst that Florida has seen in the pandemic.
That's true. And furthermore, we're not even reporting daily cases from what I understand anymore. We're reporting weekly cases.
They record more than 21,000 cases in a single day over the weekend. We don't even know if these are truly the numbers that are coming out of Florida. And given their track record, it's really unclear. So it is wild what is going on right now. The world is looking on in horror. The vaccinated are looking at the unvaccinated and saying, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I have actually a really sort of disturbing voicemail today about how we've been talking about vaccines.
Yeah, okay. This is all essentially people who are refusing to live in reality, and it's perpetuating this nonsense, and we are the ones who are now having to pick up the slack again, right? Because now we're being asked to, for their sake, wear masks, right? For their sake, and based on CDC new CDC recommendations, we are being asked to wear masks in highly closed in indoor settings, in highly infectious rates of COVID. I forget what the word is, but if there's a lot of COVID cases in your area, then it is highly recommended that you wear a mask, even if you're vaccinated. Rachel Lenny, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. So yeah, once again, we're being asked to pick up the slack. I was told at work you're not allowed to ask if someone is vaccinated or not. We do not want to upset or offend those who choose not to be vaccinated. Then there should be a unilateral policy of masks if that's the case. Simple as that. Okay, fine. If you want to play that game, then it's really simple. Everybody into this establishment will be wearing masks, and that's it. And at the same time, they just... yeah, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. So backwards, back-asswards way of approaching this. So we definitely need to, that's North Carolina for you. I don't know if I have enough time to cover most of this, but we will, talk about this here. But go, Menu Frog, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We do need to go over this, though. I think this is important. Amazon union election results should be set aside due to misconduct, NLRB officer recommends. A National Labor Relations Board is recommending the results of the milestone election at the Amazon warehouse in Alabama held this year to be scrapped and a new election be held due to illegal misconduct on part of the e-commerce giant, on the part of Amazon. Let's name it what it is. So shocking, I know. Shocking. Amazon is being accused of illegal misconduct. And here we have how this person got to where they are. Right? Big Papa Grundle, thank you for the follow. Grundy, thank you for the follow. It's messed up. I were trying to make the event. Yeah, for real. The whole Amazon/Twitch partnership makes me nervous. For what reason? I got more crazy from Lauren Bobbitt by email, and this time she thinks it is fun to mention Deb Haaland and her hate spew and rubbish. Oof. This is one of the worst cases of union busting I've ever seen. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and this is how this happens, right? Did y'all think that this was magic? Did y'all think that this happened? Mr. Fake Space Cowboy. It just happened because he worked harder? Lamau, no. No. It's because of incidents like this. Copy the email and Lawsu's Discord under politics if you want. For sure. I'm gonna take a look at that after stream. He forgot to work one day. Yeah, and that's it. And that's what caused it. Mind you, imagine the percentage is 13 billion. Billion. That's more money than any of us collectively will ever see. Okay? He's worth 10 times that. There's no real justification as to that gross level of like inequality. There's like literally it's just straight up like there's not even a economic argument for it. There's not even like a societal like benefit. It's just bad to have this level of inequality. It's just bad. And nervous because Amazon is shielding itself from rewarding and reworking its corporate image via wholesome streams. Yeah, I mean, sure, that's what companies do. It really should be illegal to hoard that much money. True. I agree. Yeah, Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay, literally on strike because workers are being treated horribly, up to and including when people pass out, they just replace them. I did hear a story about someone dying and then just asked to replace that person and continue the line. Like, the heck is that? So, yeah, no, it's really bad. Yeah, what we streamers get for those bits is pretty much robbery. True. Have you seen what they charge for the bits? Yes. Yes, I always, I do have my set amount of biddies that I get from time to time to try to help. 5 months straight with no days off. That's right. Among other things, Tendera. I do try to keep like a, limit on the biddies that I have to try to spread the love to all the Twitch community, but Jesus Christ. I completely feel you, James Tom. Bro, but without Bezos making all these jobs, people would starve. Like, totally. Not. Yeah. Any other food or distribution where the quality of would be much greater? Right. Spread it forward. True. Exactly. The recommendation from an NLRB hearing officer, which has yet to be released by the NLRB, was conveyed in a press release by Retail Wholesale Department Store Union, which was behind the union that drive that Amazon soundly defeated in April. The NLRB did not immediately respond to the request or comment. The election, which took place by mail over a nearly 2-month period due to the pandemic, received national attention, with celebrities, politicians, including Biden, and employees at other Amazon facilities lending public support to the workers driving the unionization effort. RWDSU filed formal objections with the NLRB after the vote was tallied in April, alleging Amazon's conduct that led up to and during the election prevented a free and uncoerced exercise of choice by the employees. It called for the board to set election aside. In its release, the RWDSU said the officer presiding over the case determined that Amazon violated labor law and will recommend that the results be set aside for a second election to be held. I agree. I think they should. I think they should. But it's definitely more proof of their Bezos. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I've done that when I have extra funds and got bits and spread them, then I got affiliate and found out the payout was... Yeah. I know. Yep. Helgina Torin, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Through the NLRB hearing, we heard compelling evidence how Amazon tried to illegally interfere with and intimidate workers as they sought to exercise their right to form a union. We support the hearings officer's recommendation that the NLRB set aside the election results and direct a new election. I agree. I hope that this happens because that's huge. They realized just how close they were, and Amazon did everything that they could to stomp that out. They realized just how close that could have been. So I think that the NLRB stepping in is good, and I hope that they get their right as by law, their right to have a real and fair chance at unionization. That's simple. It's not simple. Imagine being the second richest person on the planet because your wealth dropped 13 billion, more than anybody will ever see collectively. That's right, Rachel. Rochelle, nay. Yep. I agree. If all workers joined a union, we'd rule the world. I think definitely it would even the playing field, and I don't think things like this would be happening as the norm, right? Imagine what we could do with all that money from the top richest 5 people. We could solve climate change. We could address homelessness. We could address Rachel like Michael. We could solve homelessness. We could solve healthcare, things like this. Yeah, we could address poverty. Yep. We could absolutely try to end poverty just in one fell swoop. Absolutely. There could be so much doors, so much opportunity. Should we reorganize our priorities? Yeah? Y'all have a Discord? Yeah, we do. We do. I say we because there is a co-host that hangs out with us on Saturdays. Yeah, of course. That article, carbon capture technology, good stuff, but I don't want that to take away from the reality of climate change, where we have to. Yes, carbon capture technology is important, and I think that it will be somewhat important, but I don't want that to take away from the real roots of the problem with climate change, which is, of course, fossil fuels. And one step further is the animal agriculture, commercialized animal agriculture, our priorities when it comes to consumption, the way we run things in our economy. And pollution, all of that needs to be decreased. But the reality is, without addressing the root causes, I don't want that to get lost. Yes, spread it forward. Correct, ATS. What upsets the bots about that? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Automod is weird. Laura Ingram, big mad because infrastructure, for some reason, that's a big deal. And apparently trying to get the basics like clean water pipes, desperately needed repairs on roads, bridges, expansion of broadband. Apparently that's going to make the country go nowhere good if it ends up passing. So yeah, that's the TLDR of this. This is like Looney Tunes. Imagine being this against like the basic necessities of a country. Yeah, it's weird. It happens. Automod is weird. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it just blocks weird stuff. Like that doesn't necessarily need to be blocked. As individuals, we can only do so much. The capitalists have way too much power for change to occur. So we as individuals do have choices that we can make. However, we also understand that there are certain issues that require collective effort to solve, i.e. climate change. TLDR of this article. Wow, I know. This is shocking, but Donald Trump is moving 200,000 to his Make America Great PAC from into his own private business accounts, according to an analysis of his federal filings. This is also coming after he is attempting to block yet another attempt at getting his tax returns. I really tried to resist, but I truly did. It's okay. It's okay. There's some things that we can't, okay? There's some things that we can't resist, and that is one of them. So yeah, this is after he's blocked yet another attempt at getting his tax returns. He is fleecing his sheep. He's fleecing his sheep. He's not interested in, even though I understand the term, but he's not trying to make America great again or anything like that. He's fleecing you for his own profit. He's fleecing you to the tune of $200,000 into his own private business accounts. Yeah. He's just a con artist. Yeah, he's scared that people will see he doesn't have any money. He's just a con artist. Yeah, and the con keeps going. Yes, Cuomo is gross. I definitely do not dispute that. Yet the Democrats already watered down this infrastructure bill. True. Here's the thing, the anarchist. The real test would be when it comes to budget reconciliation. That real test, good content. I appreciate that. The real test will be budget reconciliation. That will be it. That's their Hail Mary. If they want to do anything good, that is their opportunity. And if they fail, which I'm not holding my breath, but if they fail that, then yeah, catastrophe. That will be the real test. I agree, Danarchist. Eventually type Bezos bad and Automan will delete your comment and send a goon squad to your house. Yes, that is the future. That is the future. These are extreme times. This is true. Let's just not lose our let's just not lose, ourselves because of that too, right? Anyways, TLDR, yeah, I know, shocker. So wouldn't it be cheaper to do it now? It doesn't have to make sense, Rochelle. Yeah, so shocker, Donald Trump fleecing his base, and they keep donating to him. Sharks fleeing toxic red tide take refuge in Florida Canal. This is so sad. Hundreds of coastal sharks have taken refuge in the Florida Canal, apparently to escape the effects of toxic red tide outbreak killing hundreds of tons of marine animals. Residents in Buttonwood Harbor on Longboat Key recorded an unusual footage of bonnethead, blacktip, nurse, and lemon sharks swimming close to their homes. Florida has been battling outbreaks of red tide caused by the algae Carenia brevis for several years. This year's blooms have been particularly significant, marine biologists say. The FFWC reported fish kills over the last week in 9 counties, said 5 counties generated complaints of respiratory distress in humans connected to red tide. Right, so it's not just the marine life, but we can be affected too. The FFWC has reported high levels of red tide off Longboat Key and around Sarasota. Experts say the sharks are seeking a safe haven with food and oxygen away from polluted water and rotting carcasses. Jesus Christ. You just don't normally see sharks piling up like that in these canals. They do go in there, but not in the numbers we're seeing reported. We don't know what the trigger might be for the sharks going to those areas, but changes in the chemistry in water, oxygen being pulled out of the water, toxins combined with the amount of dead fish around, any of those could be big concentrations. It's not the kind of thing you want to see if it wasn't a big red tide event. True. Red tide, among other algae blooms, have been a problem for Florida for quite some time now. Especially big agriculture runoff is mostly to blame. Yes, as we're about to see. Mostly to blame. And we know this because, well, I know my brother studies this stuff, and I help them gather samples for these type of studies. It's not good. It's not the kind of thing you want to see if it wasn't a big red tide event. Longboat Key is a few miles off of a site of a breach at the abandoned Piney Point fertilizer plant. In April, it saw tens of millions of gallons of toxic discharge pumped into Tampa Bay. It's not known what the impact discharge might have had on the red tide outbreak. Thao said the distressed sharks highlighted a need for action. Seeing these kind of things happen just show how out of balance things are in the ecosystems right now. True. We really need to start working hard in Florida on addressing some of these causes of these blooms, much to nutrients getting into the water and can become, that can come from a lot of different sources, so we really need to be working on all of it. In 2019, Ron DeSantis reactivated an algae bloom task force to examine issues related to red tide. Whether longboat key survivors depend on factors, including oxygen levels in the canals, which can deteriorate as quickly water heats up. If conditions are really bad outside the canal, they might be stuck until the conditions get to the point where there's enough oxygen, or there aren't enough toxins if they were to leave the canals. But at the same time, if those conditions go south in the canal, there's nowhere left to run, and if they can't run, it's not safe outside, so it's really hard to say. These poor sharks are going to essentially die if that happens, and sharks, especially these type of sharks, are incredibly important. Incredibly important to ecosystems, marine ecosystems. So if they go, that creates a whole other domino effect, and it's just not good. What was the last item he said is being dumped into the water? It doesn't say. Millions of gallons of toxic discharge. Yeah, it says there's lots of nutrients that can come from different sources. The overwhelming majority is from big agriculture. It's just what it is. Right. And people act like they care about Australia's wildfires when their backyard goes to shit. Yeah, it's not just us. It's so many environmental disasters, or sorry, mass weather events, that it's really hard to keep track. Australia, China, Germany, the Pacific Northwest, Canada, Siberia. I mean, wondering if it has something to do with that produces yeast. I don't know, Zibis. No, not good at all. When can we start charging people with climate crimes? That's a great suggestion. Severe penalties, especially for these type of stuff, is warranted. I think. We should care about our environment. It keeps us alive. True. Yes, toxic discharge. Generally, what they mean is like runoff, like fertilizer runoff. Yep, any responsible parties should be charged. I agree. There should be some type of like severe penalty, and I'm not talking about like fines that just become a cost of business. I mean like seriously outlaw all of this as one of the things, but you know, no action to be seen at this point. Climate emissions is a dirty word in many wealthy countries, if not all. True. Plankton and algae bloom take up all the oxygen is a chemical process I've heard of. Yes. And the both are conservative lately. They scream at you if you repeat their own words back at them, but I think it's pretty clear they're not even hiding the whole point. There are immigration policies to ensure political control. I'm not sure what that means. The whole point of their immigration policy is to ensure political control. Usually when it comes to immigration, it's just a deflection. Yes, feeding off nitrates, that's right. You could always start bargaining your Congress people at the same time you should the rest of us screw waiting for action. True! I like that. You're finding dangerous blue-green algae. For something like that, it can hurt humans and animals from what my partner is reading. Yes, that is true. That is true. We don't have time for this one here, but that's okay. I don't think we need much more than that. Disturbing stuff, right? Disturbing stuff. Oops. Oh no, now I'm gonna get suggested Tucker Carlson tweets. Oof. But I think this speaks for itself. Had to lurk for the day. Thanks for the stream. I appreciate it. Gotta catch the bus. Thank you, Memius. I appreciate it. Just dropped a report on Cuomo, not to get off topic. No, it's very simple. Gumbo living. Cuomo is disgusting. That's it. Wait, they let Tucker out of his studio box? Yep. To hang out with, very cool, very not authoritarian Viktor Orban. It's always interesting to see, like, yeah, these folks all like each other. But I think this is important. This is more important than Tucker Carlson. So, yeah. Yes, in the TLDR, we're failure to address this. Yes, we're all effed. Doomer alert, true. Alright folks, it is 11:26. I do have to get going. I appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with me. Thank you so much. Please spread the word that this is the chillest place to be for news and politics right after the Benjamin P. Dixon show. Right after them. This is the chillest place to be for news and politics. We are here Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And join us for Saturdays, for Saturday Catterdays. We'll just hang out, play some games. As always, I appreciate all of your support. Thank you, Tom. Nice plug, of course. Thank you. I appreciate that. Was lurking. Hey, Choke, how's it going? I appreciate that. Take care. You take care. All right. You take care. I appreciate that. Please hit the follow button, do the YouTubes, do the Discords, all of that. Thanks, followed. I appreciate that. It's art. Nice. Oh, yeah, shout yourself out. Let's see here. Yeah, of course. Boom. Please go check them out. And, of course, as always, please take care of each other. Y'all, Big Guns handle this heavy stuff. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you all for hanging out. I really do appreciate you guys here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the follows, the subbies, the biddies. Thank you guys. You guys are what makes this go. I appreciate all of you guys. Please stay safe. Please take care of each other. And as always, I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next stream. See ya! Yeah, the shark is sad because people keep messing up the environment. That's why the shark is sad. Alright, folks. Let's see here. Bleep Blop Ben. Let's see if he's here. I haven't rated Bleep Blop Ben in a while. No, he's not on. Dan Simpson. You know what? Dan Simpson is pretty chill. So let's continue those chill vibes. Bubbles or Tina? Dan Simpson, I haven't rated them in a while. I don't see him live yet. Dan's cool too. Yeah, Dan is great. Oh, Tuesday's off. Okay, no problem. Dan Simpson it is. Alright folks, hang tight with us. We're heading out in... Thank you, Chai. I hope he's okay. We're hanging out, we're hanging out. We're rating in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Well, I guess we are hanging out just with Dan Simpson. Thank you guys, and see ya.